I just had an epiphany. I had to come outside and talk about it. So I was having a conversation with a male guy that I know, and we had the two different conversations. I met one guy. I know one guy for years, and I used to always ask him, why do he put big emphasis on having male friends? And he was like, because if I had male friends before I got involved, those are going to remain my male friends. Excuse me, not male friends, female friends. He said those are going to remain my female friends even after I get in a relationship. And I said, why do you have so many female friends? Because my objective thought process, do I think men and women can be friends? I can. Um, is it healthy? Absolutely not. And the reason why I'm saying that is, and this is just for me, but I'm going to tell you what he said. He said, he's there as a confidant to help some of his female friends, or if he go to them like when he needs help. That's his point of view. I'm like, okay. So if you know you have these female friends that have very negative and bad behavior, why do you still socialize with those female friends? Because evidently they're not taking your advice. They're not seeking your guidance. What's the purpose? I know the purpose for the female having a male friend, especially if he's single, and if she's single and he is her friend, he may call on her for, like, if something happens to the car or needs something fixed, something like that. From the female perspective, I'm giving you a female perspective. From his perspective, he said he helps give them guidance. But the more he talk, I'm like, but they're not listening to you, but you're still friends with them. Now, I spoke to another guy, and the other guy was telling me he don't believe in female friends because, and he's an attractive, they both are attractive male friends, but I'm just giving you their perspective about female friends. So he said no, because me having female friends, at low key, that's me trying to hit. I'm either gonna play the long game or the short game. So I bust out laughing, and I'm like, oh, I'm like, you for real? No matter if they look good or they're ugly. He was like, if they look ugly, that's just one in the window we ain't gonna talk about. He said, but that's my objective, so I don't have female friends. Now, when you look at him, he can have a bunch of female friends, and he said no. He said his lady, his girlfriend, his wife will be his female friend. And he's single. Well, currently, when I asked him the question, he was single. But now he's married. So I smile because that's how I view stuff. Like, literally. If I meet a guy and he has a lot of female friends, to me, that's a red flag. For me, that's a red flag. If he's still a friend with his ex, or they, let's say they cohabitat with parenting, that's understandable, but that's not my cup of tea. That's going to be like a yellow flag. I really don't want to get involved in situations like that, to be perfectly honest. But I can do that. I can do that because I'm in a position that I don't have to settle, like, literally. So right now I'm in Christian counseling and sociology. That's the semester. And it's so ironic because as I'm looking at these TED Talk videos, and what it's saying is literally, men feel vulnerable having female friends. Guess why? Let me tell y'all why. Because they like the comfort. They will open up to those female friends because they've established some type of relationship. That comes from a lazy man who don't want to go to therapy. That comes from a man who don't want to pay for his mental healing, so he creates this world of having female friends where he can dump all of his transgressions, things he's going to upset with them, get advice from them. But what men seem to forget and misunderstand, and females need to take course in this, what men seem to forget is, even though you're viewing her as a friend, she may be viewing you as something else. You are not responsible for another person's emotional behavior, but you are responsible for your actions and how you come across to them. Just because you're saying that you're friends with a female does not necessarily mean she want to keep it on the same aspect, especially if you someone who is well balanced, you are top tier. She is not going to look at you as a friend, and vice versa. Females, if you're taking on this role of being his counsel, spiritually, emotionally, that's a lot of work you're taking on, literally, and you're of high vibration. This masculine may start looking at you in another way when you don't even see it in that way. So that's a double-edged sword that y'all need to think about, masculine and feminine energies. I honestly feel that it's going to be based on your discretion and how you view stuff. But personally, if you're female and you like masculine friends, there's something lacking with inside you that you want that attention. I don't care what your excuse is. You can use the excuse, oh, they've been with me when I was down, I can call on them. Whatever the situation is, there is not going to be a masculine who wants to come in your life who will tolerate, and he could be very secure, but he's not going to tolerate you being so friendly with that male friend. And for females, if you meet a masculine who have a lot of female friends, that's literally, I don't care what he says, that's a red flag. Because again, you can't control someone else's action. You can only control yours. So do you want to put yourself in a predicament where you're going to have to be dealing with that? I know I wouldn't. And again, I know I used to be a friend to masculine, but I was like a confidant. Like, they would get advice from me and guidance and stuff. And where I am now, no. I don't want that energy. I don't want to be, because sometimes you can create cords with these individuals that can affect your own life. You can bring chaos in your life and don't even know it. It's because they're socializing with other people, other energies that will affect yours because y'all have that bond. Hope this makes sense. Hope you are picking up what I'm putting down. And I just had to come outside and say that real quick because I was like, aha. But you find a lot of women who love that power because those women have power. Those female friends that are friends with masculines that come to them for everything, they've created a codependency cord, and she's holding the key. She know how to manipulate him to make him move like a fucking puppet master. That shit's crazy. Anyway, I holla.